little Facebook Live. Thought I would show this. This is a new book, or it's actually a book I have at the office, but I got one for the house. But this is showing what a herniated disc looks like. This is a really nice representation. To get that light off there. So this is the canal, and that's the nerve exiting on the normal side. It goes through that little hole called the foramen, if you remember from my video that I did the other day. Here, we're seeing the nucleus pulposus. If you remember, I did this. This is a really quick live, guys. I just felt like pop one out real quick. That's the nucleus pulposus, the soft jelly and the jelly donut, the crab meat, all the different ways to look at it. And you can see the annulus fibrosus, which is the leather covering around the jelly-filled donut. And the nucleus pulposus herniates through the weak spot. The weak spot just happens to be this, what we call the posterior lateral region. And so it comes out right there on this little edge where that nerve exits on the foramen. And you can see where that nerve's coming out, and it gets pinched, sending pain. So we get the glare off there for you, shooting down the leg, causing sciatica, okay? So again, this is in cross section. This is if I took a pipe, which is the whole spinal cord going up and down, and cut it like this, like a piece of bread. And I'm looking at it on end. So this is a cross section of the spinal canal. These are the posterior elements, the lamina and the facets, posterior spinous process, and the transverse processes. This is anterior, your belly is up here. Say if this is L4-5, for instance, this would be your abdomen, your guts, basically your colon, and your small intestines are all up in the front here. And then your couple of muscles here, doesn't matter what they're called, and then more muscles back here, basically the psoas muscle quarter. So here we have the paraspinal muscles in the back, and this is just basically the right, the left, the front, and the back. Jelly donut squeezes back, presses nerve, pain shoots down leg. If we shoot a steroid shot in there, we get the nerve, which is swollen, to shrink down. Maybe the pain goes away. If that doesn't work, then and you know, we can't treat you with traction or steroids or you know, other types, you know, weight loss and so forth, depends on the severity of the pain. Then ultimately we come in, we make a tiny little hole in your back, and we remove that little piece of disc and whatever loose fragments are inside there. When we say discectomy, it sounds like we're removing the whole disc because it's ectomy, like appendectomy. But a discectomy really is a partial discectomy. We only remove as much as we need to, typically about 10 to 15%, leaving 85% of the disc intact because you need that shock absorber. But that's what a hernia, this is a really nice view of a herniated disc showing the innervation. There's a little bit of innervation there of the disc itself. And of course, this is the radicular nerve with its dorsal lumbar ramus, and you can even see the medial branch. When I talked about medial branch blocks, that's a little medial branch that's going back and innervating these facet joints. That's the little branch that we burn when we're trying to treat that facet pain that I talked about the other day. Anyway, just a quick one. Thought I would show you this. It's a cool picture, and again, it's from this book that I got. I bought a couple of more anatomy books so I could share stuff with you. I have it at the office, but I wanted to have a copy for the house. Amazon rocks.